now part of the King of the Ring tournament. It all culminates Sunday, June 24th. Who will be the next to wear the crown here in the World Wrestling Federation? Jerry Lynn, now the former light heavyweight champion, set to take on Michael Shane, who, from all indication and reputation, Michael, has quite a reputation.
You know, I have heard a lot about this Shane kid. I'm very anxious to see him actually compete right here on metal. Tell you what, taking on Jerry Lynn, Jerry's not going to be in a good mood after losing the light heavyweight title to Jeff Hardy.
When Jeff Hardy defeated Jerry Lynn last Thursday on SmackDown, it was the end of Jerry Lynn's, well, I guess you could say the culmination of his lifelong dream. Jerry Lynn had said he had worked all these years to get to the World Wrestling Federation to become light heavyweight champion. So what will be next for Jerry Lynn? We will find out, but he is a very dangerous competitor inside the squared circle. Good agility displayed by Michael Shane. And talk about Shane, there's one young man named Shane who really did not have a good week. I mean, it seemed as if Shane McMahon, Monday on Raw, got everything that he wanted, caused more problems interrupting the Raw broadcast, but got blamed, Michael, in a very dangerous situation with The Undertaker.
A very dangerous situation with Taker, and I just don't understand it. You know, I've crossed the line many times, but this is way over crossing the line. Stalking Taker's wife, and Mr. McMahon put the heat on Shane O'Mac, and he felt it on SmackDown. And
it was, just an unfortunate situation. We will show you the highlights later on, but I think when all is said and done, you'll see how SmackDown ended Thursday for The Undertaker. The look on The Undertaker's face says it all.
It sure did.
And really, the emotional toll that this is taking on The Undertaker is enormous. Jerry Lynn wearing out Michael Shane now in the corner.
Not to mention the physical toll it took on Shane McMahon.
Oh, brother. Up and over the top. Good elusive maneuver there, attempt by Michael Shane, but he's caught in no man's land. Look at that! Dropped him all the way to the floor.
Man, I'll tell you what, it would not surprise me to see Jerry Lynn regain the light heavyweight title. I mean, that match could have gone either way Thursday on SmackDown with Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy, what a week for Jeff Hardy.
Absolutely, defeating Matt in King of the Ring qualifying. Look at this! Holy senton off the apron. Boy, did Jerry Lynn jam his knee into the retaining wall, putting the high risk in that high-risk maneuver, Michael.
Like a demolition derby.
Wow. Of course, King of the Ring qualifying did continue. We showed you Edge at the top of this segment. He defeated Test. A little help from Christian along the way, but Edge is in the tournament. And you know that Rhino is looking forward to competing on Sunday, June 24th. What a war against Taz.
Tell you what, Edge obviously listened to one Michael P.S. Hayes and went after the leg in that King of the Ring qualifying match against Test on SmackDown.
It was very, very smart strategy. You have said that before. Michael Shane is giving now the former light heavyweight champion Jerry Lynn all that he can handle. They are standing center of the ring, slugging it out, toe-to-toe. Jerry Lynn misses. Right hand up on the shoulders. Oh! Modified jawbreaker there. Oh, Michael Shane, elevation now. Quickening the pace. Got to find a way to get Jerry Lynn down and keep him down.
I'm seeing hesitation, though, on Shane.
Oh, great counter move. Bulldog. Is it enough? Look at the leg. 2E. Oh, no. Wow. It was that close. Man, Jerry Lynn has got to be wondering what is going on here. Losing the light heavyweight title on SmackDown to Jeff Hardy and being taken to the limit now by Michael Shane, competing for the first time here on Metal.
You know what, I think Shane doesn't know how to finish him off.
Made a mistake running into the corner, and now Tornado DDT. No, wait. Well scouted by Michael Shane. Now up on the shoulder. Look at that. Tornado DDT. This one is over. Jerry Lynn is your winner. Still to come. Here on who will win the Royal Rumble match? That's just one of the big questions heading into the huge pay-per-view this Sunday. The Royal Rumble just around the corner. We'll have all the details in the hour, along with the coach. I'm Kevin Kelly. Welcome to Metal. What up, coach? What up? I don't know about that.
Well, The Rock says everybody else says they're going to win the Royal Rumble. I just thought maybe you feel pretty frisky today.
We'll find out what happens, of course, this Sunday. Funaki against Michael Shane kicking off this hour of Metal. We'll get you all set and psyched for the huge event, the Royal Rumble, the first big pay-per-view event of the year 2002. And what a way to start. What an event it's going to be. Duck under, waistlock, go behind. Michael Shane extricates himself.
Wait a second. What'd you just say?
Extricate. It's a good word.
Yeah, I'm in such, speaking of good word.
Great rotation on the power slam, near fall.
Well, I'm in a good mood because, you know, this Sunday live on pay-per-view, it only happens once a year, 30-minute, one ring, one huge opportunity. And when you look at the star-studded affair, KK, there's so many superstars that have an opportunity, but a realistic chance to come out and go to WrestleMania this Sunday.
They certainly do, and a lot of those very same superstars spoke to The Rock point blank on SmackDown, Coach, saying, hey, after I win the Royal Rumble, I'm going to take you on at WrestleMania.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, because Kurt Angle thought, you know, he's going to go to WrestleMania. Wow. Stone Cold Steve Austin confronting Rock at the beginning of SmackDown. And I wanted to, if you could go back for a second, I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
And think about it. Kevin Kelly versus The Rock. And Kevin
wait
Kelly.
a minute, wait, what?
Yeah, Kevin Kelly versus The Rock.
Okay.
All right, Kevin hits the Rock bottom on The Rock. Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
KK on top of The Rock.
Think
then
about
he's dropping the Kevin Kelly elbow.
Yeah.
Can you see it? Can you see? Can you feel it? The sharpshooter on The Rock.
Yes.
Kevin Kelly with The Rock in the middle of the ring, 20,000 strong.
He's tapping.
Now wake up.
What?
Wake up.
All right.
Now you feel like what Kurt Angle felt like on SmackDown.
Man.
For a second, you felt like you could defeat The Rock.
It's all a dream?
It's all a dream,
Oh,
kid. Sorry to burst the bubble.
I was moments away from being really popular. Well, now Funaki,
you were a long way from being really
What did
popular.
I miss in this match? My eyes were closed. I turned around and Funaki's now in control.
Yes.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, the Royal Rumble every year is great for its unpredictability. And this year, I think the field more wide open, more unpredictable than ever. You take a look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker. Throw those men in. Wait a minute. Here's a small package attempt. And almost an upset. Then you throw in some great names from the past as well.
Oh, you got Val Venus, Gold Dust, Mr. Perfect, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm so excited. And how ironic that the Godfather is coming back in Atlanta. Gold Club, if you know what I'm saying.
Down across the knee as Funaki now.
Well, you don't want to enlighten me on that comment?
Nothing needs to be said. If you're up on your current events, then you know I'm surprised you were never implicated in that.
Well, you know what? I'm sweating a little bit. The bees are sweat each and every week. Luckily, that's all over now.
I could just see it. Patrick Ewing, Andrew Jones, Jonathan Coachman.
Well, we had some good times. But also, you look at some of the other names. RVD, Booker T, you got Big Show Kane, and certainly after SmackDown, you got to believe that Kane is certainly a superstar, has the ability and the drive. And remember last year, KK
Came within an eyelash of winning.
Was in there for over an hour.
He certainly was, and came within an eyelash. Entered at number 6, went all the way through, and you got to know that a lot of it has to do with the luck of the draw. Who will draw the unfortunate spots of number 1 and 2? Who will draw the fortunate spot of number 30? A lot of it has to do with placement this Sunday.
And when you think about it, say Triple H is number 1. You got to believe, as good as he looks, how is his conditioning right now? We saw him in action for the very first time on SmackDown this past Thursday night, and he looked very, very good. But when you talk about winning the Royal Rumble, certainly Triple H will be considered a favorite. But if he comes in at number 1, does he have enough juice to go for over an hour and defeat the likes of Stone Cold, The Undertaker, and a Big Show?
You know, people have gone 1 full hour, have come in at the number 1 spot and won the Royal Rumble. One man, of course, did it in history back in 1992. None other than Ric Flair.
Woo!
And 1 decade later, Ric Flair at the Royal Rumble, back in the World Wrestling Federation, this time as a co-owner, will face his business partner, Mr. McMahon, in a no disqualification, no count-out street fight where anything goes.
And this matchup already had enough muster, a little, you know what I'm saying, before this past week. But Ric Flair, I think, has started to take this even more personally than before. And he wants to make this the most brutal match that you can have, and that certainly is a street fight. And these two guys, you know they're going to go toe-to-toe, and neither one will say, I quit. Neither one will be counted out. Nothing like that. And I got to believe, how far will these two go to win this brutal match?
Great forearm smash from Michael Shane. And, you know, Trish Stratus at ringside got a great view of her opponent this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. Wait a minute. Double underhook. Is it enough? Funaki kicks out at 2 as Jazz becomes the number 1 contender. She'll go one-on-one with Trish Stratus this Sunday.
And you got to wonder what kind of condition Trish is going to be in. Certainly after the attack by Jazz on SmackDown, Trish comes into the Royal Rumble with a broken hand. So you got to believe that Jazz certainly has the advantage heading into the Rumble. Trish certainly not 100%.
Well, Trish has certainly overcome a lot of obstacles. She will not quit. She will not give up. She'll do her best to maintain grasp with that Women's Championship. We'll find out what happens. It all goes down this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, live on pay-per-view. Funaki now. Second rope. Oh, wow. All the way down. I think Michael Shane is out of it. Yes, indeed. Referee Jim Corderas counts to 3, and Funaki scores a victory. Michael Shane came loaded from bear, did his best, but Funaki, his experience, prevails. Funaki gets the win. A great way to start off this edition of Metal as we count down to the Royal Rumble. It's a fantasy, right? No, it's reality. A matchup for the ages will take place with two of the greatest superstars of past and present. Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus The Rock at WrestleMania.
Introducing first, from Cobb County, Georgia, weighing 304 pounds, the Wolfman.
It all came about through the course of one of the most shocking, one of the most revolting deeds ever done in the World Wrestling Federation. It happened on Raw. We'll take you back and relive all the moments and all the horror for The Rock. Coach, Kevin Kelly here with you. What up, Coach?
I tell you what, normally I'm very excited to start the show. Normally I'm all pumped up, and this capacity crowd is pumped up here on Metal as well. But I tell you what, after what happened this past week at No Way Out, of course, certainly to The Rock on Raw, it's very disturbing. And we're going to talk about it throughout the hour. Certainly unforgettable, only weeks away from WrestleMania. But what the NWO did, the impact they made this week here in the WWF, was something that won't soon be forgotten.
Boss Man is first up here on Metal, tangling with young Michael Shane. And you know, when the NWO came to No Way Out last Sunday on pay-per-view, which was a tremendous event, you knew that, of course, the NWO meant business, but they came out and it seemed as if they were ready to extend the olive branch to everybody in the World Wrestling Federation, saying all the right things, saying they wanted to be team players.
Did you ever actually believe them, though? They said, we just want to hang with the superstars. We just want to hang with the boys in the back and fit in and just get another opportunity for the three of us, Hogan, Hall, and Nash. But did you ever really believe that they were on the up and up? Did you ever really believe that they weren't going to mess with somebody at No Way Out? But they didn't mess with just anybody at No Way Out. They branded Stone Cold Steve Austin at No Way Out. And we're going to have highlights of that a little bit later on. And, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin, by the end of the week, got at least a little bit of revenge. But the NWO didn't stop there at at No Way Out. They took it to The Rock on Raw in something that I hope I never, ever see again as far as ever happening again here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Michael Shane having to use his quickness against the veteran skill of the Boss Man. This crowd is aggravating the Boss Man, which I don't think is going to be good things for Michael Shane. It was one of the most horrendous acts ever, and it ruined one of the greatest moments, I think, ever in World Wrestling Federation history, where the challenge was made and accepted. The Rock will tangle with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania, March 17th.
Oh, wow.
Power slam, center of the ring. A bit of a nonchalant cover. He has no business in wanting to pin this young man, yet he wants to punish him a whole lot more.
Okay, Kelly, when you think about this matchup at WrestleMania, if we can be positive just for a second, when you talk about The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you're talking about a guy in Hogan that put the World Wrestling Federation on the map. You're talking about The Rock, who has transcended sports entertainment and is a worldwide superstar. It's a dream matchup, one you thought you would never, ever see. We're going to see it in just 3 weeks in front of over 67,000 strong in Toronto.
It's a matchup with The Rock and Hogan that in days past you could only play on a video game.
Yeah.
You could only select a couple of players and say, oh, what if?
Yeah.
Well, what if becomes reality on Sunday, March 17th. But after the destruction of the ambulance that encased The Rock, after a sadistic NWO attack in the center of the ring, you gotta wonder, what is The Rock's immediate medical future, and what is this all gonna mean for Sunday, March 17th for WrestleMania, the biggest event of the year 2002.
Well, we know, Kay Kelly, that The Rock suffered several contusions and abrasions.
It's a miracle it wasn't worse.
Yeah, not to mention a concussion, and just to see the devastation of that ambulance on Raw, and the fact that the NWO, in particular Hogan, would ram an 18-wheeler going nearly 50, 60 miles an hour directly into that ambulance, will show that they will do anything, and I mean anything, not only to make an impact, but I think to strike fear in everybody else here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Michael Shane now starting to quicken the pace a little bit, and Boss Man could be paying for the decision earlier on to not put away this young man, but there it is, the Boss Man slam. Great rotation.
No, he's not. Don't humiliate the guy. Don't humiliate the guy like that.
Dudley's take on Tajiri and Funaki later on in tag team action. But right now, let's get you updated on all the latest.
Well, let's see if Jonah can really hack it or not. For all of you Tough Enough fans out there, Tough Enough 3 will be preempted due to the holidays. So be sure to tune back in January 2nd to find out who's going to last. There's only 2 weeks left.
Making its way to the ring, weighing in at 280 pounds, Bill DeMott.
I tell you what, Josh, you was on that Tough Enough, right? You know, how was your trainer compared to this guy, man? This guy right here is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that Bill DeMott was not a trainer when I was on. He's demented. He's 280-pound bully with a bad attitude and a very big chip on his shoulder. And Michael Shane is going to feel the effects of Bill DeMott right here. Cat, you know Bill DeMott. You guys were in WCW together.
He wasn't like this, though, man. You guys up here in WWE did something to this man to make him like this now. Look at him.
Yeah, somebody brought this side out of Bill DeMott. Choking Michael Shane out right now. You know, last week on SmackDown, Cat, Bill DeMott was in tag team action with Crash Holly taking on Jamie Noble and his cousin Nunzio.
Tag team match, kid. What kind of tag team match was that? He beat the hell out of everybody in the ring.
Well, that was the point I was getting to. Bill DeMott was on his own in that one. Took out Nunzio and Jamie Noble, and then took out Crash. And now he's going to take out Michael Shane.
Oh, man. I tell you what, man. You think I can get a tape of that Torrie Wilson that done? You know, I need a copy of that tape.
Okay,
come on, kid, help me out, you pervert.
I know you're really excited about seeing that. But you got to feel for Torrie Wilson.
I don't feel for nobody but me because I need a tape.
Bill DeMott.
Come on, Josh. You called the 900 number. Why don't you get me a tape?
I just feel bad for Torrie Wilson and the fact that Al Wilson and Don Ringer.
You just feel yourself. I want a tape.
What a power bomb.
Oh, my goodness.
What a power bomb there by Bill DeMott.
You feel bad. I tell you what, just feel for me. Get the kind of copy of that tape in room 357.
And now Bill DeMott is headed to the top rope, and now Bill DeMott. That's a 280-pound moonsault.
Drag him out of there. It's a 187.
Here's your winner, Bill DeMott.
280.
A 187, baby.
He weighs 280 pounds.
A 187 is what we call in the hood when you take out a man.
187?
187.
Let's take a look at this moonsault again by Bill DeMott. All over Michael Shane. Bill DeMott is a very disturbed man.
Lita, we all saw the emotion on the faces of Goldust and Booker T last Sunday at Armageddon. You saw it right there, finally climbing to the top of the mountain.
You know, I called it. I had faith in them last week, and they did it.
You did call it.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 384 pounds, Tommy Dreamer and Spike Dudley. And at a combined weight of 436 pounds, Michael Shane and Scoop Andrews.
Well, folks, tonight, Heat is brought to you by JVC's Tower of Power with 460 watts of mind-numbing sound, dual 8-inch subs, and MP3 playback. The Tower of Power by JVC.
And coached by the new Castrol GTX High Mileage.
And one of my favorites by Starburst Fruit Chews. Lita, isn't that juicy? Well, I tell you what, this tag match made earlier today, and you can tell right now Spike Dudley wants to start this match, not at all pleased that Scoot Andrews and young Shane Michaels decided to slight Spike Dudley on his slight stature, so to speak.
So you think Spike would be used to it, although it seems to be a sensitive area for the guy?
Well, whenever you're 150 pounds, you always got to fight uphill all your life, especially when you're in this business and you're in this arena. So I understand why Spike is upset, but Tommy Dreamer wants to start on an emotional, even keel. Wouldn't you say?
I think Tommy Dreamer wants to be the first to get a hold of it. I think Tommy Dreamer took offense to him, obviously, Michael Shane and Scoot Andrews as well.
Well, I'll give Michael Shane and Scoot Andrews a lot of credit. I've seen these guys work before. I know you have as well. And they are very, very talented. They were very, very talented. And they should give Tommy Dreamer and Spike Dudley a very good match here tonight. But speaking of tag teams, of course, tomorrow night on Raw, Booker T and Goldust, how long will their title reign last? They have to face Chris Jericho and Christian tomorrow night on Raw.
You know it's going to be a big matchup for Booker and Goldie, but they were able to beat Christian and Y2J at the pay-per-view, and, you know, let's just hope they can do it again.
And now tagging in is Spike Dudley, and coming out that top rope, you see Spike is ready to go, and now biting the arm.
Going for blood, literally.
Andrews. But certainly Booker T and Goldust got the job done at Armageddon, and you got to believe that they would have the upper hand going into Raw tomorrow night, but Christian and Chris Jericho have proven time and time again they were worthy champions, and they are going to be worthy opponents tomorrow night. Well, now Scoot Andrews and Spike right in the middle of the ring, and now Spike, oh, nice neck breaker. And down goes Scoot Andrews, hops on top. Here's a hook of the leg, 1, 2, and a kick out by Scoot. I like that name, Scoot. It's kind of cool. You know, Scoot, And look at Michael Shane grabbing that middle rope.
These guys are on top of things. I don't know if they're worthy of punking Spike out like that, but
I'll give them credit on that move. I mean, these guys, they obviously have worked together before, and they obviously very badly want a job here in the WWE, and this is a good opportunity for both of these men to show what they got against two quality superstars in Spike Dudley and Tommy Dreamer. Here's a hook of the leg, 1, 2, and you'd have to consider this a huge upset if Scoot Andrews and Michael Shane can defeat Dreamer and Spike here tonight.
Huge upset indeed, Coach, and they might have an ounce of legitimacy in the issue that we saw previous.
Yeah, here's a cover 2, and nearly a 3 count by Spike on Michael Shane. And speaking of confrontations, a little bit later on, huge clothesline onto Spike, and down he goes. A little bit later on, we're going to take you back to Raw and show you not only the confrontation between Triple H and Scott Steiner, but also the confrontation between the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels leader, and Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Lots of cover coming up.
Oh, we've got a lot to cover. Nice tag team maneuver. Both men getting out on Spike, and right now referee Jack Doan
trying to make the cover right then, but Spike smartly rolled under the ropes, kind of being in that out of bounds range.
Well, you know, sometimes when you have a matchup like this, you know, sometimes the superstars that are established, like a great football team, if you're coming against guys that maybe are lesser known, but come in with a lot of heart, a lot of spunk. And I think right now, maybe Scoot Andrews and Michael Shane are waking Spike and Tommy Dreamer up, and we'll see a little bit more fire from these two going on into this matchup.
Scoot and Michael Shane are doing a great job at isolating Spike, keeping him on their half of the ring, which is proving quite effective, at least for right now.
Well, sure, they have obviously dealt a lot of punishment to Spike. You can see Tommy Dreamer desperately wants to get into this matchup. Tommy Dreamer's only been in for a couple of minutes, and Spike has taken all the punishment for his team. Folks, a little bit later on also right here, we're going to have a little Divas action, just like I like it. It's going to be Molly Holly taking on Jacqueline, which is a matchup we've seen before. However,
Coach, these two girls, they can't seem to work out their differences.
They just can't, you know, but isn't that the way all women are, really?
I mean, yeah, I think they may come to, they work out some differences, other differences come up.
Well, Spike Dudley attempted to get that cover, and it just is not going to happen at this point. You can see still taking things out on Spike Dudley as Scoot Andrews and Michael Shane, and Tommy Dreamer is absolutely beside himself.
Right back into the corner of Michael Shane and Scoot Andrews.
Oh, nice drop kick. Down goes Spike. Here's a cover. Hook the leg. Will this be an upset right here? No, Spike is able to get the shoulder up. Well, right now these two are they're impressing the heck out of me. I don't know if anybody else is from WWE brass is watching. I mean, I don't know if Eric Bischoff is watching right now or not, but you got to believe that if he is, that these two young guys are impressing the heck out of them. They got to be impressing the heck out of Spike and Tommy Dreamer, who had to believe going into this matchup it would almost be a layup for them. That's a basketball term, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, now up to the top rope, Michael Shane and Spike Dudley going for a very dangerous maneuver, leading that superplex, and Spike Dudley is able to counter. And now the top rope, right into the gut.
Spike's never done that to me, but I'm gonna imagine it probably doesn't feel too good.
Yeah, he's gonna feel that one in the morning, certainly. Even if Spike is only 150 pounds, that's still 150 pounds dropping straight down on your gut.
Yeah, like if you took a weight plate and just dropped it on the stomach, you'd probably feel the same thing, and that only being
that'd only be 45 pounds. Yeah, this is 150 pounds. Well, now finally Spike Dudley's able to get the tag. Also, here comes Scoot Andrews, and Tommy Dreamer is, dare I say, fired up with a huge neck breaker.
No, that's not what you were going to dare say. I know what you were going to say.
What was I going to say? Oh! Huge impact. Here's a cover. 1, 2. And Michael Shane going for the breakup of Tommy Dreamer. A little bit too quick.
I think we're going to hear a D'Lo reference is what you were headed.
No, because after what I saw this past Monday night, me and D'Lo aren't exactly getting along right now. Oh, and now Spike Dudley with Michael Shane. Tommy Dreamer. Oh, Death Valley driver. Death Valley driver by Tommy Dreamer. And Deadly Dome. Right on to Sid Andrews. Tommy Dreamer hops on top. Beautifully done. Spike Dudley and Tommy. Huge win here on Heat.
Here are your winners, Tommy Dreamer and Spike Dudley.
Oh, you can see the intensity on Tommy and Spike. They're obviously ready for the holidays, and they were ready here tonight.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
A make-or-break night tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden, the home of WrestleMania 20, as Kane goes one-on-one with Triple H for the World Heavyweight title. And so much on the line for both men out tomorrow night live from New York City.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Entering the ring, weighing 215 pounds, the Hurricane. And weighing 211 pounds, Michael Shane.
I'll tell you, Coach, tomorrow night is sold out.
There is not a seat to be had. And I think after the announcement, look at that, a happy kid. A happy kid. That looks like you when you were a little kid, Al.
No, I had a pineapple.
Yeah.
I had a pineapple.
Well, that goes without saying. However, tomorrow night, not a seat to be had. But think about it for Kane. It could be one of the greatest nights of his life, or it could be one of the most humiliating nights of Kane's life at the same time.
Well, you got to take great risks to get great rewards. And he is going for it all. He's going for broke. And I wonder if that was ultimately Stone Cold Steve Austin's plan from the start when he's been instigating the monster to come back out in Kane.
Hopefully we'll see that monster tomorrow night, and Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship reign could come to an end. Just 10 blocks from Times Square at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Here we go, the Hurricane, one-on-one with young Michael Shane. And this Michael Shane, not a lot of people know about him, but it has been very popular on the independent circle over in Japan, and is a very accomplished performer. The Hurricane's going to have a lot on his plate here tonight.
You have been doing your homework.
Thank you very much.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Normally, I have to do that.
Well, I'm trying not to have you carry me so much.
I appreciate that, because you know what? I can only do so much. I can't make a silk purse out of Sal's ear.
True. Well, the Hurricane now with the leg scissors on the head of Michael Shane. Beautiful kick out, but again, the Hurricane takes down Michael Shane.
Well, Coach, Triple H has had he's had a hell of a couple of weeks, hasn't he?
It's been a bizarre couple of weeks for the game.
Coming right off the Hell of the Cell, and then now he's going to face Kane tomorrow night.
Isn't it always that way for the game, week after week? When you're the World Heavyweight Champion, you're always a marked man. You're always going to be in the center of it all.
Oh!
Goodness.
Wow!
A shot to the face that you can hear all the way up in the rafters by Michael Shane.
I think Michael Shane was just trying to straighten Hurricane's mask out there for him.
Well, he did that.
Oh, he straightened that.
And then some.
Hurricane paid him a little back.
Hurricane may be a little bit ticked off here. The audacity of this young Michael Shane.
Pulled him around and dropped him across the throat of Hangman. Hot shot.
If Michael Shane is smart, he will get right on top. And there he goes. Here's the hook of the leg, too. And a kick out by the Hurricane. But a smart move right there, Al, by Michael Shane, pulling the Hurricane back into the middle of the ring.
Very smart. Take advantage of it. Don't take it for granted. Go right in. Take care of Hurricane. Cover him up.
You know,
it only takes 3 seconds to win.
Yeah, I know. And real quick, I got to get your thoughts on the whole Mae Young, Eric Bischoff situation at Bad Blood. I know you loved it, but if a lot of people didn't see Bad Blood, they missed Mae Young with a Bronco buster, I guess you could call it, on Eric Bischoff. And I don't think Eric Bischoff will ever be the same again.
I don't think Mae Young will ever be the same again.
Oh, my goodness. Part of that redneck triathlon and the pie eating contest, a triathlon that Stone Cold Steve Austin was victorious in.
Well, Eric ate some pie, just didn't say what kind.
Well, Eric Bischoff did get his revenge. Huge clotheslines by the Hurricanes, one after another.
Freeze dry.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful neck breaker by the Hurricane.
Or pop.
Here's a cover. Look at the leg. This could be enough, too. Oh, Michael Shane is able to kick out. But Eric Bischoff did get his revenge come Monday night, putting Mae Young in a one-on-one match with Test.
And then Test.
The pump handle slam. Oh! Beautiful cross body. This surely will do it. And And you've got to give this kid a lot of credit for the amount of heart that he is showing right here against the Hurricane.
Kid's short on experience, but long on heart.
All set for the eye of the Hurricane, but
no.
Instead, Michael
Shane fighting back. What's he going to do?
He set up was he going for an F5?
No, I think he's going for a Death Valley driver.
Oh, the Hurricane.
Second wizard to the back of the head.
Connecting perfectly.
1, 2.
And that'll do it.
That was it.
That'll do it.
That was it.
Here is your winner, the Hurricane.
Why are you mocking me?
I'm not mocking you. If I were mocking you, I would say, that'll do it. But I didn't. I said that was it.
Well, folks, still coming up tonight here on Heat.